What's up, everybody? It's Steve from Bandit Works, and in today's video we're going to be going to training day with Ravenwing Limited. We're going to be out there. We're going to take a course, the beginner's course from 8 to 5, and it's going to be exciting, so can't wait. So I'm currently on my way to the Ravenwing training day event. It's going to be fun. I mean, I'm excited for it. Excited to learn some new fundamentals, you know, the correct way, and not just willy-nilly it off of YouTube videos. You know, we're going to be training with grandmasters, masters. I believe Ethan from Ravenwing's going to be there, and yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be roughly a 8-hour course, and we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff from what I hear, and it's full loadout, you know, and I'm excited for this. I'm excited, really excited. We're currently 20 minutes out, and we'll be there soon.
Risk and difficulty kind of go hand in hand. Okay. So, where risk is different is when typically we have brown targets. These are targets that are to be engaged, and then we have white targets here. Those are no shoots, or like a hostage or something. So A zone on my body, but this was here, right? Now the difficulty, maybe it's still like the entire A zone. So difficulty is not too bad, but now there's risk, right? So low difficulty, bigger size, but high risk. Yeah. So this formula dictates our sights and our trigger. Our grip stays the same no matter what, right? So with sights, I have some shit that I wrote down. I would like some information I would like to give you. Okay. We have different confirmation levels. What the fuck is that? It's the minimum amount of sights that I need to accomplish a certain task, based on the difficulty, size, and risk of my target. So, if I'm up at 3 yards, I have the entire A zone. How much sights do I actually need to get a solid A zone or C zone hit? At that distance, we're about this far away. How much do I need to okay, proper sight alignment, sight picture, everything's perfect, all that. Yeah. Bang. And that took me 2 seconds to fucking shoot that. Do I really need that much confirmation in my perfect sights? Or could I literally just get away with literally shoving the gun into somewhere on brown and pressing the trigger, and I'm probably gonna get an A or at least a Charlie hit, right? So our first confirmation level is the gross sight picture. And what is gross sight picture? So I have 2 refined aiming devices on this gun right now. I have my iron sights and my red dot, right? Where I have proper aligned sights that I can shoot from, and the red dot that I can shoot from. With gross sight picture, I use this from contact out to 3 yards maximum. I do not use a gross sight picture from 4, 5, 6, or 7 yards, and we'll do a thing here in a minute to show why, because we're about to talk about that when we go back. All right, we're gonna do a couple more. Aim. Remember the bend in the elbows, all that. Yep, Orlando, give yourself a little bit of bend. Yep. Bring it back just a little more. Yep, nice bend in the elbows. Looking great. Cool. All right. Fire when ready. There we go. That's what I need, Orlando. All right. Back to the ready position. Okay. When we're in the ready position, finger straight. Yep. Very good. Cool. Go ahead, aim. Fire when ready. Cool. All right. Back to the ready position, finger straight. Relax those shoulders. Yep. Aim in. And fire when ready. Okay, back to the ready position, finger straight. Nice and relaxed. Okay. Aim in, back towards the target. And fire when ready. Okay, back to the ready position, finger straight. Cool. So we're adding a little bit of like movement at the end of your shot.
Oh.
It's like this. You come up, you'll shoot, it goes bang, and you bring the gun with you.
Oh yeah, I don't want to do that.
No. So shoot this as if you're going to take a second shot. So we need our sights on the shot to go bang and then return right back to the same spot. Yeah. Okay. All right. Aim in. Fire when ready. Right? It doesn't have to be that fast. It doesn't have to be super slow, right? Shoot at a pace that's going to guarantee that you keep all your rounds inside of that rectangle A zone. Are we ready? Cool. Exaggerated palm towards the ground. Whole 9 yards. Yep. All right. Complete the marriage of your grip and aim in. Begin shooting. We got one more. Yep. Fucking beautiful, bro.
Nice.
Sink it in there. Finger straight.
This fly's about to have a bad time.
Everyone loaded. Okay. Come back over your heads real quick for me. I need to walk down range. Okay. All right. Okay, and back to the ready position. Okay, so I put a 2-inch circle on my target, a second one. My boy, I'm gonna have you come over here in front of the demo target. I'm gonna have you shoot the clean circle. He is the only one that's going to shoot. We are going to observe some data and math and stuff. Okay, so two-handed grip, aim into the target. Proper side alignment, sight picture, relax your shoulders. Yep. Bring the gun to your eyes, don't bring your head to the gun. There you go. So, without shooting, both eyes open, bro. Without shooting, how were you pressing the trigger before all of the stuff that we just talked about?
Just kind of rushing to it, I guess.
Okay.
Just.
So, on the beep, I want you to shoot that circle the same way that you were doing before. Okay? Here we go. Stand by. Okay, 134. Okay, same thing. Stand by. Okay, same thing. Stand by. That was 118. And 103 for the last one. Okay, our accuracy, we got, which one was the one that landed first?
The second.
Second shot? Okay, so the first two, or excuse me, shot number 1 and 3 were outside just a little high. Okay, so now what I want you to do, come up, aim at the target, put your finger inside of the trigger guard, but not making contact with the trigger. So basically put your fingernail, at the front there. Okay, good side alignment, side picture on the black circle. and then squash down with that left hand on the beep. That is your permission to shoot, okay? As quick as you can. Okay, 36. How was our accuracy? Went down a little bit lower. Okay, let's go again. So give me a much more aggressive left hand. Stand by.
Nice.
That was a 49 inside. Very good. Maintain that left hand. Same thing. Stand by. Very good. Okay, and that was a 50. Relax for me real quick. And that last one was a little high. So, smaller target. So our difficulty is high. Our size is much smaller, even though we're up here at 3 yards. And our risk is up there. Yeah. So we were over a second on the first 3. Then on these last 3, we had a 3.6, 4.9, and a 5.0, right? Okay, come back up onto target. Now I want you to do the controlled slap. So finger on the trigger, making contact, get through the pre-travel, and hold it there. On the beep, fire the shot. Stand by. Inside, that was a 3.5. Reset immediately back. So on the next one,
just reset.
When you shoot, get right back to the wall again, okay? There we go. That spot. When you fire the next round, get back to there as soon as possible. Stand by. Same hole. Another 3.6. Again, stand by. Just a bit outside. We'll count it. Line breaks always count, because if I line break your aorta, I think it fucking counts. All right. So very, very, very fucking consistent. 3.5, 3.6, 3.6 for those 3 shots. Here we go. I don't know how many rounds that was.
I think that was 8.
I like halfway through I realized I'm like, wait, I wasn't counting. Fucking A. There it is. There it is again. Okay. All right. Let's guns above our head. Let's go check out and let me tell you my story for all 10 of those rounds. Or our fucking. Okay, so started out very strong. Like I made sure my pistol was ready, loaded, all that stuff. Okay, got a really solid grip. I did kind of run out of chalk, but it's at like a perfect level. So I had like a really solid clamp on the gun. Then I knew at that distance, this gun, I have to aim just a little bit higher. So I'm not putting my dot, I'm not putting my red dot center. I'm putting it just a little bit up here because of how this one is zeroed. For you guys, hopefully it should just be put it like right dead center, good solid presses, and you'll make your hits. So the first like fucking 8 or whatever, all inside, all exactly where I wanted them to go. And that was just me being as patient as I possibly could with each of those shots. And did you notice at first, how did the rhythm sound? First one was like bang. Second, bang. Third, bang. 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 I started to kind of pick up the pace a little bit. I'm still landing them inside. It's just I was starting to get set in my groove. And so that allowed me to see how the dot behaves, and that dictated how I pressed the trigger, right? Then when I stopped and realized like, I'm just shooting, I don't know how many fucking rounds that was. And then I turned and was like, what? I broke from that rhythm. I broke from that groove. Then came back, saw all of this and was like, hell yeah, dog. Like, okay. Had that moment where I was like, sick. And then I was like, wait a minute, shut the fuck up, calm down, go back to how we were shooting before. Okay, fine. Set my hands up again. My dot was placed where I wanted it to. However, I went a little too much on the trigger, sent this guy low. That one was when I was like, there it is. Because, like, Ethan want to go fast, came out and gave me that. I was like, fuck. Reel that in again. Same thing. Second shot from back there after realizing that I wasn't being as patient or as delicate as I needed to be on the trigger here. We are all loaded and ready. Okay. On the beep, we're doing 10 rounds. 10 rounds on the black circle. Stand by. Nice work, dude. Very nice. So what was interesting, I saw your first round hit the black, and I was like, fuck yeah. It's just shot number 2.
It's like you said, I got cocky and I just...
Yeah. Start rushing the trigger a little bit.
Damn, you got 3 in there, huh?
Yeah, my trigger press was like fleeting me.
Bring this guy up here so that you're not aiming your pistol at my head.
Yeah, gotcha.
Talk to me.
I did full prep for the first 3, and that's what got me in the black. And then I went control slap, and that's what...
Why?
I wanted to go a little bit faster.
You wanted to see what you're capable of?
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
However, if this is giving us the results that we need, then we should probably stick with that.
Stick with that, yeah.
But I do commend you, though, for pushing your limits and to see what happens.
Yeah.
So, not horrible, right? For this... if we're trying to hit such a small target at 10 yards, you're most like, unless your grip is fucking rock solid and your prep and reset to the prep is solid, then this stuff is going to happen. It's going to leak down lower.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because if we're trying to snatch it at the right time, instead of getting to the full prep, bang under recoil, resetting back to that full prep, then waiting for our sights to align, then ending up in the same spot again, and just going hole and hole and hole and hole, then we're just going to have more results like this.
Gotcha.
Where they end up lower.
Lower, okay.
Okay. Into an Olympic-sized swimming pool, right? Like, this thing is fucking massive now, right? So... this should, again, I want you guys to attempt to shoot this at a little bit more of an aggressive pace. Something like this. So, what'd you guys notice about the first 3?
They were quick.
They were quick, yeah? So I came up onto the target. As I was presenting the gun, I caught the red dot, and as soon as I saw it, I began to press. Because now the margin of error is so fucking huge, or so huge. Like, all I needed to see was a come up. All I needed to see was just a violent streak, right? I just needed to see color somewhere inside of here to be able to shoot. I just need to see the block of my front sight somewhere inside of the A zone and begin to press. Right, for iron sights. Stand by. Doing it again. Stand by. Here we go. Stand by. You to be more aggressive. Here we go. Stand by.
Hi.
And now we're back from training. I just, hopped in the shower real quick, got all that lead off of me, because we don't want to get no lead poisoning in the future, you know what I'm saying? And damn, did I learn a lot. I learned so much in such a little amount of time. It's crazy. Like, low left wasn't a thing anymore. And learned a lot of fundamentals and a lot of stuff that I was missing. And I'm very grateful for Ravenwing and Ethan at Ravenwing for having me in their class and, taking me through the ropes and everything and actually showing us how to shoot with purpose and properly. Okay, so now I'm hands-free, and what did we learn today? The importance of the support hand. I wasn't really gripping before. I wasn't really paying attention to any of that. Just focused more on my dry fire and trying to see how steady I can keep that dot. But performing under, faster conditions, obviously you have to have some kind of discipline when it comes down to that. So, basically taught us how to roll our hand and, the basic grip, but with more force as far as like more pressure, more crushing pressure down here, so that way we can actually mitigate the recoil every time we're shooting fast. And that was very helpful. Started landing shots like dead center. And another thing, my red dot was kind of off, because I haven't re-zeroed it. I didn't confirm zero after like 1,000 shots, so 1,000 rounds. So it was very cool of Ethan to come and he zeroed in my dot, and he confirmed that I was sighted in at 5 yards, and that's kind of a bummer because you're 5 yards, 3 to 5 yards, you're shooting great, but as soon as you hit that 10-yard line, it's everything. You have to aim under the target just to get to where you want to be. But yeah, we got that taken care of real quick. Obviously Ethan's a master, so he can shoot dimes, like anywhere he wants to, and fast as well. So that was very cool of him. And other than that, it was overall great vibes. People were great. We had a new shooter, never shot a gun before and didn't own a gun, so that was fun too. And Ethan was nice enough to let him use one of his guns, and that was cool. And Ravenwing has surpassed anything I've ever thought was that could be done. And Ethan especially was very knowledgeable and very hands-on. And yeah, he showed us a couple things, a couple tips and tricks as far as like little things that matter, the little things. And I really appreciated that. And he went above and beyond for us. And sure enough, everybody started hitting all A zone at the end of the day. We started dialing in, and Charlies were not a thing, and it was pretty cool. From 10 yards to 7 to 5 to 3, we were just going back and forth and running drills and getting faster with the trigger and learning different types of trigger pulls. He breaks it all down in his class, and anyone that's in Southern California or anywhere near like San Bernardino Valley, or is it San Bernardino Valley or County, I believe, or even the valley in San Fernando, like San Fernando Valley, go ahead, sign up for one of his classes, man. They're freaking worth it. It's $250, but damn, was it worth it. Solid, I think it was 8 hours of just training, and so worth it. Yeah, but other than that, I can't say enough about this class, man. It was eye-opening. As far as stance too, he shows you how to stand and how to just develop your own style of presenting the weapon, because everyone's different, and he acknowledges that, and he
he lets everybody find their own way, but there are some techniques like you can't, like he's like, you don't chicken wing and don't, you know, do this, and you know, relax and just present the pistol to your eyes. And a lot of people were doing this, I know I was, and people were using both, weren't using both eyes, and you know, he just stresses that in the class. And then I think the other thing he made me realize, the trigger pull, like this trigger pull, this is what I thought was it. That's, you know, my thought process was, you know, done deal, you know, it's like there ain't nothing more to that. But you know, he said that, you know, the wall's not just the end, there's more to it, you know. It's like, so you can go down a little bit more, creep it, and then give it like 5% every time until it goes off, and then you figure out, you know, your triggers a little better. I wasn't really in tune with that, but yeah, so that's very useful for, you know, shots that are, you know, 10 yards out and beyond. Like, you're gonna get like the best shot down range if you know, practice that trigger pull where you hit the wall, you take all the pre-travel out, and then you take out that extra out of there. So you fully prep the wall, and then, you know, he was using a shot timer. As soon as the shot timer goes off, you press the trigger, bang, you know, it's like you're on it. And yeah, that really helped my shot improve at, you know, 10 plus yards, you know, because we're going a little bit farther out, and that was definitely something that I didn't know was possible. I mean, I have felt this trigger before, I felt the other triggers before, but I thought, you know, going to the wall was it, that it was done. But he called that a controlled, yes, a controlled slap is what he called it. When you go up to the wall and you just take all the travel out and then just press the trigger, that's a controlled slap. And this would be a the other one would be like, you go to the wall, you prep, you basically take all the take up, and then you go that extra is what you call a full prep, and you're done. Like, it just goes off like at your command. And yeah, it was pretty cool. And then we actually had practice doing the full slap, you know, just violent slap, you know, and getting on target still. And it all came from the support hand, getting on target and having good shots downrange, was having a nice firm squeeze on the support hand, so you can, you know, mitigate recoil. And you know, the other hand was just hanging around, just kind of putting a little bit pressure, but not too much, so you can just handle that recoil. And yeah, I gotta say, 10 out of 10, brothers. 10 out of 10. Once again, shout out to Angel City. Shout out to Ravenwing Limited, and shout out to Ethan at Ravenwing. And yeah, this was great overall. Great experience. 10 out of 10, would do it again. I'm actually signed up for the next class because I was told by Ethan that I'm able to advance to the next class, because he actually does like a evaluation, and most of us pass, like everybody passed obviously because Ethan's such a good instructor, but at the end of the day he gives you an evaluation of what he thinks you can do better. Or if you know, like the new guy, he needed to Orlando, he was cool. The new guy needed to get more acclimated with the gun, and he was basically telling him that maybe he should take the class again, so that way he can, you know, develop more of that repetition and, you know, be ready to shoot. And obviously once you become a Ravenwing student, you get discounts. So on the next classes, they're all discounted, and you get Ethan was nice enough to give us discounts to howitzer clothing, and pretty much gave us a path to his networks basically. So anybody that he's in touch with, we can get in touch with, which is awesome. So I do appreciate Ethan and Ravenwing again. I thank you guys for, you know, hosting the class and teaching us what you taught us that day, and it was awesome. I'll see you guys next month with another class, you know, hopefully some better shooting and, you know, more, you know, we're going to draw from holster this time around, and, you know, we're going to do more fundamentals, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's the best. I mean, getting training is definitely good, and I say everybody should at least once in their life take a training class. Anyways, this is your boy with Bandit Works, and I'll see you next time. Peace!